Messages from Heaven by Jaynee on YouTube, and also .net for my website, where I have some artwork and reviews of my readings. I'm also on Flickr, and I have most of my work on Flickr, at least the work I've done for the last 10 or 15 years. I've been painting, oh my God, well, I graduated from the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts in 1975. That's 50 years ago. Okay, why I came on today is that for this, I wanted to talk about my experience with AT&T. This is for entertainment purposes only, and it's only my opinion. I can't get them, can't ask them for their opinion or their answer, because I could not get anyone on the phone. I didn't have the information they were asking for. I am not computer savvy. I'm an old lady, you can tell. I'm an old lady. I don't know anything about computers. And when they ask me for stuff, I don't get it. Well, my husband, who's sitting at the end of the table, I'll show you. Here's it's reconnecting. Now it says I'm live. What is going on here? Okay, this is Jaynee from Messages from Heaven by Jaynee and Messages from Heaven .net, and that's on the web. Boy, oh boy, I don't know. This is for entertainment purposes only, and I'm talking about my experience with AT&T. Well, one of the bookends on this is that my husband of 60 years is dying of kidney failure. He was 81, and we all die. We just do, and we decide if we want to come back and all that, when, whatever. And if there's anybody any group you don't like, you'll come back and be that, because we are goody two-shoes when we're over on the other side. I'm not sure there are rules. I kind of think there aren't, because we make rules. And I don't know that we do on the other side. By the way, the little drawings up here and here are by one of my granddaughters, who did that when she was 5 or 6. She's pretty talented. So this is the story. When one morning I was going to make a call to I don't know who, and somebody gets on the phone, a young guy, and says, your phone has been disconnected or stopped. Why? Because you were making spam calls. What? Spam call? Are you kidding? What? How's that possible? Oh, well, people complained you were making spam calls. This is AT&T. And I hadn't called this guy. He popped on the phone. I didn't call him. And I had never made a spam call. I don't know exactly what they mean by spam calls. I mean, I get calls sometimes advertising things or wanting me to be in some kind of nonsense study that's covered by Medicare. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know what they were talking about, what kind of spam. So if he's telling me, don't do that anymore, I'm like, don't do what? What are you talking about? I never did any spam, and I'm telling him, I'm an old lady and I use a walker and I'm really busy. I don't know how to do that stuff. Bonjour. I don't. It was just ridiculous. So I thought, oh, this is probably a mistake. So the next day, when I woke up, I wanted to call my husband and see how he was, because I don't know if you heard at the beginning, he's fighting end stage kidney disease. He's in hospice. He's honestly slowly dying. So I'm calling Harry, that's my husband. And some guy gets on the phone. Like, not Harry. Who's this? Some guy who sounded like maybe about 48, 52 years old. And he's yelling at me. Like, I'm asking, who are you? And why are you on this phone? And he says, you're making spam calls and people are complaining about you, and we're going to cut off your phone if you continue to do this. And one more time, you get one more chance, and we're cutting you off. And I started yelling at him, saying, are you crazy? I don't make spam calls. What is this? And your body count, I saw there. Like, I've never made any spam calls in my life. So, and I don't exactly know what it is, except that my phone now says this is probably spam. That's probably spam. I don't know. I really am an old lady, and I am not computer savvy. So this guy's yelling at me and threatening me. So finally, I hung up on him, and I was probably cursing him. I don't know whether I think you can hurt people by cursing at them. So I'm not going to say yes for sure, because he could really be, I can't imagine him being a nice person, but I don't know. So I'll cut it with that. So I went to an AT&T store. Again, it's my opinion only for entertainment purposes. There's no way for me to call them or ask them for their opinion or their answer or anything. I went to the store, and the guy said that he couldn't fix it, but here's what they sent me about you. I'm like, okay, I'm reading this about people complaining about my phone number being used for spam calls. And he said that he couldn't fix it, but that if I went to another AT&T store, maybe they could fix it, maybe. So it didn't sound good to me. I didn't know enough about phones to correct it, and I was lucky that I had gotten him. He happened to be an Indian guy, by the way, because most of my listeners are Indian. So right from there, I went to Verizon immediately and got a new phone and changed my phone number, which is sad because I've had it for about 30 years. And I know that phone number, whereas I don't know it. I still don't know Harry's. I do know our kids' numbers, I think, I hope. But I don't know. There was no way for me to cancel my account. I called AT&T on the numbers that they had, and they don't cover canceling. They give you a whole bunch of choices, the things you can do. None of them cover canceling your account. So I couldn't cancel my account. And I tried to do it online. They asked for information that I didn't know. And I ended up not being able to do it. So all I could do was to call my credit card company and asked them to figure out which charge was my husband's, which was mine, and cancel mine. I have no way of talking to these people. So I just noticed that my phone with the old number is still working. I don't know what that is. It may end up that I will have to go to another. I'll have to search the AT&T stores until I find one who can cancel the account. They are. I guess what I'm saying, if if you were my grandson, just my opinion, and you wanted to get a phone, I would say don't get AT&T, because if you want to cancel your account at some point, you won't be able to. Um, so right, or if you are my sister, I would say don't use them. And I don't know if Verizon is better. I have no idea. I hope they are, but how do I know? I don't know. An awful lot of companies now online will not give you their phone number with your body count. uh, I do come from Philadelphia, where people, I care. Somebody down there said, "Who cares? If you don't care, then get off here. Don't get it. Don't be a subscriber. Don't watch my show. You don't need to, and I don't need you to." And regarding my body count, like I said, I come from Philadelphia, where there are lots and lots of guns. I don't happen to have one, but right now I live in Delaware, where people hunt, and I don't. My body count. I think I do have a body count. You know why? Because I talk back. I don't want people to walk all over me, and you don't need to. If you allow them to do it, not only will they do it, but you'll have to come back again to this life and finally learn to speak up for yourself. It's important. You need to. That's one of the things that we're here to learn, to take care of ourselves, to care for ourselves, to like ourselves and like our behavior. You know how that means? Like, so in other words, if I had called that guy all the names that I would like to have done, I wouldn't have liked myself as much, although I would have an excuse. Like I said, it's important to like yourself. You are your best judge, and you're actually your worst judge. We are the hardest on ourselves of anybody. So be good to yourself and do stand up for to these people. I don't know what to say. I mean, I did have, AT&T, my body count. I have to think about that because, I've told a lot of people off. I don't like to be bullied, and I don't like to be cheated. I can't imagine anybody like being cheated, and it has happened. We had a worker come and do some work. You like my hair? I do too. My daughter cut my hair a little bit to fix it, and I love the purple. Really, I did. I did some more with it today, but it's not like the electric purple it was yesterday. So, thank you. I don't know. I mean, there's, there are bullies, and you don't know it because we each have this giant family waiting for us on the other side, and you don't know if the person you're fighting with is a person who's in your family and who's there purposely because you need to learn to stand up for yourself. So I guess what you want is not to hate their guts, ultimately, because how are you not going to for a while? All right, stand your ground. Don't let them shit on you. If my English is too rough, just let me know, okay? I'm not an upper class lady. I don't use fine language. I'm educated and I read a lot. But I grew up in a working class neighborhood. Anyway, take care today. Here, right now, it is Saturday, and I'm going to take out my poor dying husband to a nice restaurant. I would turn this around so you could see him, but the last time I did that, it disconnected. How about when I start to disconnect, I'll turn it around and show him. He's at the other end of the table. He likes to be here when I'm doing shows, and he's been functioning as my memory too. What is that guy's name? That's Steve. What's his name in Trump's group around him? He's
Miller?
really evil. Yeah, Stephen Miller. That's the one. The thing that makes me wonder about coming back. You know, and I said, like, we're like, what do you call it? Super saccharine, so good when we're on the other side. We're so nice. Honestly, it sounds to me like we need to shoot up insulin before we die, so that we don't die again on the other side. Because as I understand it, it's like super sweet and wonderful. But however did Stephen Miller? He was supposed to have been not Goring, one of the other really bad people in Hitler's group. And so what I'm thinking, and I said just a little bit ago, was that maybe there aren't rules, and people generally come back as what they didn't like before on this side. So I think that's really true, because that's how we learn, and that's the goal pretty much on the other side, getting the information and learning, because eventually we do. I think that we go back to the original energy, but when we go back for a very long time, we are just energy. And usually people, want to learn, but it really breaks the rule, if there is one, that somebody evil could come back basically right away as another evil person. This guy is really evil. I mean, some people are. That's the thing. Maybe that's their role, like somebody like Trump. I don't know. Okay, I'm talking too long. I got to get off. My husband went to. I'll go slowly. Let's see. Where is he? There he is. Wait a minute.
Hi.
He's a nice looking old guy, but he was so handsome when he was young. He was knock him dead. All right. Have a great evening. We're going to go out. Thank you. Good night. Or well, goodbye. Write to me, whatever, push buttons.